Hey guys, welcome back to the Pursuing Excellence podcast. I'm your host, Jay Gabe, once back talking with you guys again. Today, I just want to really talk about change in life, right? We all embrace change. It happens often, but it's or we undergo change. But I think as people, we have a hard time really embracing it and fully accepting it, right? That's one of the things about it, and it's something that is that's destined to happen in life. It's something that we're all going to have to deal with at some point. And it's just a matter of embracing it and knowing and understanding that at that point in time that when a change is needed. Sometimes we don't want to make that transition. To something else, wherever the particular scenario might be. Right? It could. We don't know. We don't know what that different environment, that different experience, or whatever the case is might bring for us. And because naturally, as people, we are scared of the unknown. We fear the unknown. Most of us, at least, right? And so that's just a natural thing. We just feel that automatically within our within our system, within our genes. That's just how we were made. That's how we are, right? So we fear the unknown. So automatically you're going to think like you're not going to you don't know what's to come, so you're going to be like, oh man, I don't know about that. You're skeptical, right? You might be skeptical, you might be a little afraid. You just don't know. It might bring you stress, anxiety, like, no, I can't do this, I cannot make this change, because I don't, it's just there's too many variables, whatever the case might be. But it's okay. It is okay. I mean, because again, it's prevalent, it's going to happen for everybody at some point in life. We all have to make transitions, we all have to make changes, transferals. Like, we're all going to be we're all going to be in different places throughout our lifespan, throughout our time on this planet. Um, that's just how it goes. That's just how it is. I mean, you can't escape it, because you cannot stay in the same spot, the same place for your whole life. Whether that's physically speaking or spiritually, mentally, in every capacity, metaphorically, figuratively, also. Like, you cannot remain stagnant in the same place, for the rest of your life. I mean, we talked about that on this podcast before with a couple of different guests I've had on, and we just mentioned how like, transition and just increasing, your level is so important. That vibration, right? Vibrating to these other levels, that's part of like the overarching change, uh, overarching change bubble. It's in that, it's a subplot of that whole main thing there is, but that's just part of it. And there's so many other different points you can go to. We'll go through some of those today. But that, I just wanted to really talk about that, guys. Again, it's, I know I've been on the pod. I know I haven't been on the pod lately. Been had lots of stuff going on too. I've experiencing some change myself, changing jobs, which I'll get to in a second. But so I'm back for you guys here. We'll try to start posting more often. And just planning stuff here in the future. But thank you guys again for the listeners who've been with us since the beginning. We appreciate you guys always, and please tell your friends about this podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all these different platforms, YouTube as well. Post audio and a video version. So for those who like the video version, you go to YouTube, it's there. Those who want the audio version, it's on Spotify and every podcast platform. So make sure you guys check that out depending on your prevalence. But please give us a follow on Spotify. Also subscribe to our channel on YouTube as well. We very much appreciate it. But moving back to that, to the change, right? Think about this. Think about it this way, right? Say, you know, I mean, think about this. When you were a child, when you were younger, you made changes a lot of time, right? Whether you, especially in the school, I mean, you went from, pre-K to, kindergarten and first grade, second grade. Then, from elementary, right? After you're done with elementary, you made that transition to middle school, right? That's a whole different ball game, right? If you're a little bit older, you're considered a preteen, a teenager, depending on how old you are, and you meet new people, all those things, right? All those things involved with that transition to middle school, and then once that's over, you make the transition to high school, and then you're in this whole other different ballpark, right? Where you know, the academics are a little bit tougher, athletics, right? It's those are elevated on a higher level as well, right? Because this is your chance. If you're a sports person, you're playing a sport, and you have aspirations to become more in that sport, and your high school career as far as your sports are very important, because that can elevate you to the next level collegiately and then eventually professionally, right? So another. Those are also changes, but that's so those are changes right there. Again, and then high school, college, graduate, so we're all undergoing transitions in life. We're all undergoing these things where we're moving from one point to another. That's just how the concept works. That's how the concept of time works. This does not stay in 1 second, 1 minute, one place. It's constantly moving, constantly changing. And that's how, our life is. And I mean, so we don't want to, again, we don't want to accept that. It's hard because, we like, we're everybody, mostly everybody in the world, they like their homeostasis. They like staying in that one spot where they're comfortable. Don't like moving out of their comfort zone and moving in a different environment, a different area, different way of things. In the way of doing things. It's not your natural way, your natural routine or tendency. So it naturally, you're automatically gonna feel like foreign to it. You're gonna feel it's not gonna feel right. You're not feeling when you do something different that's normally out of your routine. You're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. You wake up at a different time that you may normally wake up at, or you go to the gym at a different time than you may normally go, or you try different food that you may normally not eat, right? Or you're or you're going like you go on a new diet, right? Whatever, like so it's the point is, we're all constantly um, switching how we're doing things. We switch into different areas, different parts of our lives. We switch into different environments, different stimuli. That is constantly going on, and so especially in our world now and how it's evolving. I mean, we have to evolve with it. I mean, when I say evolving, I mean that's in a good way and a bad way. But I mean, the most important thing is evolving in the good sense, right? I mean, more technologies are rising. I mean, then you have inflation and financial things. There's a lot of things going on in our world right now, and it is it is changing by the second. It is being altered by the second. So we have to do that. We have to move with it. You know, as the old saying goes, time waits for no man, waits for no woman. It doesn't wait for anybody. So we have to move with time. Time is a concept that cannot be interrupted. It cannot be changed. It is set. It's going to continue to go on and on until the end of it all. And so because of that, we have to be able to embrace, you know, when we go into different areas and changes in our lives. I think that's something we're all working through. I'm working through it myself. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm currently at a new job. I have a new job. Worked at LA Fitness for almost 2 years, and then I decided to make the change to go to another job. Right, and that's a change that I wanted, that I embraced it. I was accepting of it. A change that I wanted to make happen. And it did happen. By the grace of God, it did happen. But it just doesn't. It goes to show you that like change. Even if I didn't want to leave, but I had to. It's again, it's making that transition, making that switch, right? There's some situations where we don't want to do that, right? So but still being human beings, in this world, we still have to make those tough decisions, those tough transitions. That's it's part of it, and it's just part of that daily thing, just getting up every day and doing what we have to do to survive in this world. Like I said, time waits for nobody. Time is precious. You never know when, what minute will be your last, what day will be your last. So it's important to really take advantage of what the time we do have, to do things that we must do. They have to get done, and just continue to improve daily, by the minute, by the second, by the day, by the week, by the year. It's just constantly being getting better, and not staying in one spot in life. I'm wanting to constantly improve and get better and reach my goals and aspirations. Right? Again, it's hard. It's really hard. It's not super easy. Otherwise, if it was easy, then we'd all be doing it. And then would be nothing to talk about. This podcast would not exist, right? A lot of podcasts wouldn't exist. You get the idea, right? That it's if it was that easy, but it's not that easy. As with a lot of things, it's complicated. It can be difficult, but it can be done. It's not impossible. It's not undoable or undoable. You're able to do it. This is something that we're all able to do. We have to put our minds to it and continue to work and work at it. And then when the time has come to again to make that switch, and to transfer to a different part of our lives, you know, we have to embrace it and be accepting of it because you don't know what the future. It may be. We never know what the future may hold for us. Sometimes making that change can make things a whole lot better in your life. Or sometimes it can make it worse. It can go either way. Obviously, you hope for the former rather than the latter, but so we can't control all these things. There's a lot of things we cannot control in our lives, but the things we can control are the thing are the effort we give every day, and um, having that open mind to different things in life. To different transitions, to going from one spot to another. That may be beneficial for us. We might not know that in the moment. It's not going to jump at you like, "Hey, this is going to happen if you do this, or if you go here, if you change your, if you change to go here." You know what I'm saying? You don't know, automatically, but as time goes on, you'll see whether that was the right decision, that was the right change for you or not. And you may have to go back to that old environment, the old whatever that case might be. Again, it's we don't want to do it, but it, it helps. It's important. I feel like it's important. You guys let me know what you think. I mean, I think change is just um, like I said, it's unavoidable. It is prevalent, and it's going to happen. In every aspect of our lives. Some aspects of your life. Like it's just going to happen. You're going to change again. Like I said, moving throughout your stages in life. Like from a child to a teenager to an adult. All those things, or whatever that the situation or scenario might be for you, But the point is, regardless of whatever stance you're in, whatever position you're in life, you're going to undergo change. It's again, it's evident. Like you can't stop it, you can't prevent it, you cannot stay in one spot at the same time. That is not how it works. You have to be able to move with the flow of things. That's something again we're all working on. I'm not perfect at it. I'm working on it too. Still trying to work at it. Still improve at it. Still learn new ways in my new environment. I'm at my new job. I like it, but I'm still having to learn new things I'm not used to doing. Still trying to comprehend those things. That's part of it. That's part of the changing process. So. Um, guys, just think about that though. As you're listening to this, you're in the car, you're driving, you're working out, whatever you're doing. You're at your job. Whatever you're doing, just think about it as just as you're doing whatever you're doing. Think about that. Think about how the next time you do have to undergo a big switch in your life. Like hey, you know what? Look at it in as they say, the glass half full perspective. Like hey, you know what? This might be good for me. I can make the most of this. I can make the most of this. I'm not going to let this dictate, how my life goes as far as like, I'm not going to let it bring bad energy, bad things to me. That's not going to happen. You just set the bar, set the tone, control how this helps you. If you have that mindset, it'll be much better for you. No matter whatever it is you're changing into. So just a different way to look at things. I mean, I think it's like I said, yeah, it's a different way of looking at things. Not normally. Again, people we don't like change. We don't like being in new things we're not used to because it's just how we are. If you live in Florida, and if you've been living there your whole life, and then you move to New York, you're not gonna that move is gonna be it's gonna take a while for you to get acclimated to that move because of the weather, the change in the weather, and then also the type of people, the cost of living, all those types of things, things that you're gonna have to get used to and acclimated to. It's gonna take a minute, but you might be moving there because of a better job opportunity, or money, or families up there, whatever the situation is, and it might be for your own good, for your own benefit. So just looking at things in that perspective. I mean, Yeah, we're all working to get at a higher place in life. That's at the end of the day, that's the ultimate goal, to get to the tippy top, to the success, and just doing what we have to do, doing the right thing. That's what I'm trying to do myself. Always just trying to make the right choices, do the right thing, be the man that God's made me to be, and just continue to work on that and improve at it. Each and every day. It's a grind, man. It's a daily grind. It's hard. It's hard work, but it's got to be done because if we don't do it, then who's going to do it? So that like I said, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And so there you go. So guys, we appreciate you listening on the pod today. What's going to be super long. Just want to put that way of thinking into your minds, that perspective. Just think about it. And yeah, I mean, change, man. So we'll be back here on the podcast. More episodes coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And this has been again the Pursuing Excellence podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, for listening, watching, and make sure again you check us out on YouTube, Spotify, all the different podcast platforms. We're there. Just type in Pursuing Excellence, will come up, and hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, share it to your friends. Let me know what you think in the comments about the pod, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.